Hello and welcome to tonight's Alabama adventure. Tonight we go roaming rural Alabama. We hadn't done that in a while, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you what was going on with me tonight. It's a cold winter night here in Alabama, and I found a western to watch, and that's what I was doing with my cowboy hat on. And it was a Cimarron Strip. It was an old western that used to come on back in the late '60s, early '70s, and I always used to watch that when it come on weekly, and I run across a video tonight of it, and that's what I was watching. Anyway, I got an email from a friend of mine. I hadn't heard from her in a long, long time, and let me tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Deborah. She lives over in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and she likes to go out exploring places in Alabama. And a week or so ago, she went to Noccolula Falls Park. Noccolula Falls Park is located in Gadsden, Alabama, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that before we get started here in a minute. What she did, she made a bunch of pictures while she was up there, and I thought with all these pictures she sent would make a pretty good video for roaming rural Alabama, because I know a lot of you out there who watch my videos, you have told me that you're sick and shut in for some reason or the other, and some people are like me, you have just gotten old and you just can't take this cold weather and get out and get around. But anyway, believe me, I know how it was being sick and shut in here a few months ago when I was in the hospital or in rehab for 5 solid months before I got to come home. And there wasn't anything much on TV to watch, and I would have sure liked to have my computer over there. And that's what I want you to do tonight is come along and go roaming rural Alabama with us. Since we have some good pictures that Deborah sent, let me tell you a little bit about her. I may have done said that. I'll repeat things a lot here lately now that I'm getting old and getting on all this medicine and stuff. But if you remember in one of my videos a while back, I guess it's been a little over a year ago now, we did a lecture over at the University of Alabama about Bigfoot and the paranormal. And Deborah and Dorothy, who puts these videos together and helps me a lot with the computer stuff, are sisters. And so anyway, that kind of lets you know who she is. She takes care of her mother, who is in very, very bad health right now, and ask it you all keep her in your thoughts and prayers. But she takes care of her mother, and Dorothy goes over there every once in a while to give her a little relief and time to sort of get away from everything. And that's what she likes to do, is to get out and roam rural Alabama. And that there's exactly what she did here. We went over there the first time I met her was when we did do the lecture over at the University of Alabama. And when we got there, she had a very, very good supper prepared that night. Excellent meal. And I keep hoping she'll ask me to come back and eat again. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to let you know who she was and how I got to know her. And she's a very, very nice person. Wish I could introduce her to all of you. If Dorothy has a picture of her, she can put a picture up. I'm not sure if she does or not. And she may not want her picture up. I don't know, especially on a Bigfoot website or whatever you want to call our channel over here. But what I want to do first is to tell you about a little bit about Noccolula Falls. Now, Noccolula is a Creek Indian word. Noccolula was actually a Cherokee Indian maiden who actually lived at one time, and that's who the falls are named after. But anyway, let me get on to what that's the reason I've got my glasses on, because I have got to read a little bit tonight, and I can see pretty plain with those on. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Noccolula Falls. But before we do, as I always like to say, from the tail end of the Appalachian Mountain Chain in the heart of the South, this is Alabama Adventures. Okay, now I want you to sit back, and if you need something to drink or whatever, I'll let you run to the kitchen and get you something good, and just sit back and relax and listen to what I'm going to tell you about Noccolula Falls Park. It's a 250-acre public park located in Gadsden, Alabama. The main feature of the park is a 90-foot waterfall with a trail winding through Black Creek Gorge, at its base past caves, an aboriginal fort, an abandoned dam, a pioneer homestead, and Civil War carvings. The park also features a petting zoo, a mini golf course, the Gilliland Reese covered bridge, which was built in 1899, and a replica of 1863 C.P. Huntington train ride. Now, Noccolula Falls Park was listed on the Alabama Register of Landmarks and Heritage. Uh, it was rated in 2017 as the best campsite in Alabama in a 50-state survey conducted by MSN.com. The falls itself have been run successfully in whitewater kayaks. Now we just cut that out. Now, Noccolula Falls has a botanical garden up there, and they display over 25,000 azaleas. So if you like azaleas, this is one of your places to go. Now, up there they have a statue of Noccolula. Noccolula was a Cherokee Indian maiden. So let me tell you what Wikipedia has to say about that. Above Noccolula Falls is a 9-foot tall bronze statue of a young Cherokee maiden, Noccolula, who, according to local legend, plunged to her death there after being ordered by her father to marry a man she did not love. Now, that's the way things used to go years ago. Your parents, or more especially your father, would find who he wanted you to marry, and they usually had to buy the bride or whatever. And he was probably looking for some couple of good horses and maybe a milk cow or two, and some chickens, and of course a goat. You always have to have a goat whenever you're selling your daughter, and that type of stuff. Anyway, her story, or her legend, is very similar to Wisconsin's Winona story, as well as events from James Fenimore's Cooper's The Last of the Mohicans. But anyway, now let's, after you kind of have a little bit of idea of a history of the park, let's go on to the pictures that Deborah sent us. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to go through the pictures and show you Noccolula Falls Park. All right, this first picture is a picture of antique tools. And give you a few seconds to look at that. Our next picture is the bed with some steps in the background into one of the bedrooms at this bed and breakfast, I believe is what it was up there. The next picture is a bed with a quilt. And this is a very nice quilt on here, and I know all about quilting because my mother used to do that years ago. And there's a lot of hours of work in this particular quilt right here. Okay, the next picture is beehives. A lot of beehives, some beehives up there, and I want you to see those. This is an old bellows used in a blacksmith shop. Here is a bridge support. Here's a bird bath. Right here is a bridge up there, and next picture is an old chimney. Here's a picture of a chest and a chair. Here's a child's drawing that you can see up there. Don't know who the child was or how old it may be, but thought you might like that. Here's a picture of a cave. Next picture is the church. And this is the church, the front of the church, church steps. And I believe this is the inside of the covered bridge. And here's a picture of the outside of the covered bridge. Okay, here's some creek rock. And here's another picture of some more creek rock. This is a decorative planter. I have some more pictures of the creek and rock, creek rock. Here's a picture of an old desk and chair. And here's a picture of an old drill press. This is a doghouse. And here's a picture of some flowers. This is the garden swing. The grist mill. And here's another picture of some more flowers. Here's a picture in the mill. Holes through the walls. This is a picture of in the jailhouse. In the jailhouse now. This is a canine memorial. This is a blacksmith shop. Lighting the greens. Here's a picture of the mill. This is the country store and post office. And here's a picture of Noccolula Falls. Here's another picture of the falls, Noccolula Falls. This is Noccolula Falls overlook. Here's an old building and another old building. All right, here's another old building, or buildings. And here's the old mill. This is just an outbuilding. Now we're to the petting zoo. This is the Pioneer Museum monument. Some pretty leaves. I forgot to mention earlier that these pictures were actually made last fall. So I'll mention it now. This is the rest area and a rock formation. Okay, this is a statue of Noccolula. Here's some stained glass. Here's another picture of the statue of still waters. Here is the suspension bridge, bridge trail. Swing time. Here's the train ride. And then a picture of the train. This is the view off the bridge. Here's a view up the creek. An old washpot. And the well. This is a water feature. This is a water wheel. And this is a watchable thing is what she titled this particular picture. Anyway, you figure out what it is, but yeah, that's what she titled it for us. Well, all righty, boys and girls. There was Deborah's little weekend getaway up to Noccolula Falls, and I hope you enjoyed looking at those pictures she sent us. If you have pictures similar to this that you would like us to do a video on, all you have to do is email them to us, and we'll try our best to do a video. I have some from some people of other stuff that they've sent, and I am trying my best to get to it. I just don't move as fast as what I used to, and we'll get to those pictures that other people have sent me along with their stories of whatever type encounter, paranormal or whatever. We'll get along to those when we can, and I do appreciate you sending them while I am getting over trying to get over my little health problem as much as I can, and I'm just not able to get out and do a lot of videoing, a lot of pictures right now. But anyway, I guess we better bring this Roman rural Alabama on to an end. And I certainly do hope that you've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed telling you about it. As I always like to tell you, the Alabama Bigfoot Society is run completely out of pocket, and if you're in a position to where you can make a donation and where you would like to, that would be very much appreciated. All you have to do is to go to our website, alabamabigfootsociety.com, and right there on the front page, you'll find a place where you can make that donation. It will be very much appreciated. If you like this video, I hope you give us a like. Even if you don't like it, I still hope you give us a like. And if you like what we're doing down here with our paranormal investigations and Roman rural Alabama and that type of stuff, hope you subscribe to the channel. And I guess with all that being said, I'll be looking for you next time on the next Roman rural Alabama or the next Getting Close to Bigfoot, just whatever we're going to be doing. Anyway, I'll see you then.